Greetings and salutations, listeners. Welcome to a, shall we say, interesting departure episode of Are You Wearing a Helmet? Today, we're going to empty out the old mailbag of all three questions.
Yeah, that's right.
You've asked, we're here to answer.
Yay!
Joining me today are...
Ken. Stuff.
As... Ken.
In all his glory.
Mr. Card.
Eric also is Ken.
You wish.
I do. Rick, and sadly, just Rick.
I'm your interviewee.
E?
Both.
Well, aren't the letters the interviewer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Look, this could turn on you.
It could.
It often does.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm already enjoying the crap out of this.
Yep. He's super stoked right now.
My name's Brent Balmick.
Hey!
Hey. So, going through our questions here that you, the viewers, or listeners, have sent us. Leading off with a question from one Benjamin M. Lewis. What magic item in your career do you find the most memorable?
Don't ask me first.
Ken.
Man. I'd have to say...
What was the question again? I was not paying attention. I'm sorry.
Well, I've already closed the window.
No. The
What
most
item?
memorable item on Ken was
Was
his belt. His belt of giant strength that kept on getting bigger over time, like the belt of Lazarus. You remember that? It was like a belt of one
girdle.
mighty blow to start off with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the girdle.
Yeah, that was fun.
Because I kept on imagining, because of you kept on finding like larger belts, like it just like I'd imagine like it getting like a spinner or something on it, like a like a WWE championship belt.
The question that Ben Lewis is asking is, what is your all-time most memorable favorite magic item? Paraphrase.
Okay. So not necessarily most useful, just...
Yeah, the one that you had the most... Apparently. I'm not going to pretend I know what Ben M. Lewis is thinking.
Scholar Lewis?
Yeah.
Good question, Scholar Lewis.
Good name for him, too.
What was that? You had a statue at one point in time that sang.
But only if you weren't looking at it.
Yeah. I really it's the kooky magic items that I really like. It was a little statue head that whenever it wasn't being looked at, sang.
Really? Was I there?
I want to say yes because it was during the last Pathfinder thing.
I must
if I
have been
remember
drinking.
correctly.
I don't remember.
It was before Rick. It was actually the last one we did with Colin.
Oh man,
Yeah, because that one, the little gem
ways back.
that it would say take your cloak because it was attached to a little coat rack, and we stole it from the hotel or whatever that it was in and set it up to be our campfire guardian at night.
So you guys were thieves even before I came aboard.
Oh, always
not
have been.
long
I don't know.
before.
Is it useful? It's mine. Yeah.
Sweet. Property laws are very lax in the magical
well, that's-
setting.
I remember you being quite tickled, Chris, with that portable hole that everyone was using as a latrine.
I made that. Yeah. That's right. We were playing arena for a long time, and then everybody got kind of disappointed with that because people were like, I'm getting cheated, blah blah blah. And so I started running a game for a mass of people, and I like making random type items. So they rolled really well in the perception, and they found this gigantic golden orb with one hole on it. And it was like a bag of holding. So the character that I think he was actually like part ghost, Steve Reddick's kid.
A ghost character?
He's like, expel your contents. And I'm like, okay, stuff just starts spewing. And I didn't use the word stuff. And spewing, I'm like, you know what? And it's literally stuff. You have found a latrine only, like, a passing military used to carry this, and this was their latrine. They would bury it in the ground, and that's where all of their poop went. So, good on you. That's your item. Actually useless in the game, basically, but just a fun little thing that they get to carry around this giant golden orb full of extra dimension, full of poop.
I'd like to have that in real life.
It was, I thought it was pretty fun. But
would like that.
there are those that don't think so. I thought it was cool.
That was Arena?
No, we
It
were
was
playing
just
like
after.
just some. Yeah, it was like a gonzo do what you will. Ken was playing a half silver dragon mind flayer
Yeah.
named Mr. Slithers.
It was anything goes.
Oh, that was that weird one.
Well, I think that was the same game where I had the giant scorpion made out of bones.
No.
would
That was
snip
Butch
people's heads off?
Vandermuscle. Because he went through like
Oh, yeah.
8 Butch Vandermuscles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get
Fast
because
forward
if he pinned you during a grapple, you auto death. He decapitated you. And I kept getting. It was something I got out of a Dragon magazine, and he kept pinning people.
Thanks, Paizo.
There was a lot of death in that one. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Wisniewski.
Oh man, there's a couple of them, but I really liked my my malleable holy symbol back in the old Idara campaign, where so like my character was slow, slow as all get out. I mean, I'm going around in heavy armor, clunk 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 clunk. Oh yeah. Look, there's Chucky getting murdered, 150 feet in front of me. And like, this is going to be a problem, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, well, can't quite reach out. And, hey, malleable holy symbol, I can shoot like 120 feet of holy power right in a straight line. It's like, ooh, going to give me some healing. Right out and reach out and touch you. Yeah, that was, I like that, what? Malleable holy symbol? You don't remember that?
I don't remember that at
You
all.
don't remember
dude.
that? No.
It could be because you would never heal me because I kept teasing you about you and
Yeah. Yeah, when you were running Franco there with a bag over your head.
Yeah.
Oh no. Franco almost got the inflict spells. I wanted to, I was like, man, he keeps on. Man, you rag on me 13 or 14 more times, and we're gonna have some problems.
I do remember that.
No. I got that thing. It's a reach out and
Yeah, I
heal
don't-
your
I don't remember
friends.
that.
No, I was.
Supremely useful.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. By the time I got it, I started getting up into the, the spells where I'm like, well, I can, fly now, so that's cool. Just
Nice.
float on over to him and, touch him up that way. But hey, this holy symbol's cool too, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. Brad.
Dubrich, what is your favorite magic item and why?
You already know this.
Yeah, I do, but they
We
don't.
all do.
Yeah, apparatus and Qualsh. Get a little excited. So I don't know why I like it, because it's weird.
What is
random.
the apparatus crawl?
It is a barrel where if you climb inside of it and start pulling levers and pulleys, it sprouts these legs and pincers, click, 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 and you get to climb all over the place and do everything. And the reason I think I like it, and the reason I've only ever had it once, is because as soon as I get it, I ruin Bomik's dungeon. And
Well,
decide
you-
not to do the dungeon anymore.
Yeah, you've technically had it twice, but the first time was you guys decided to go explore shipwrecks
Yeah. Yep.
off the coast.
Yep.
It just became Jacques Cousteau. And
Yep.
like, well, I got this dungeon. Does your dungeon have a ship underwater? Then not interested. Yeah, that was a fun period of time there.
The next time I got it, I think I was already level 20 something, so it didn't
Yeah, you were
matter.
stupid high level.
Yeah.
I just,
Yep.
but at that point, it was just like, here you go.
Yep. 20 years later after the first time I got it.
Just another thing that you can keep in your instant fortress. Man, instant fortress is cool. It's like, oh yeah, bad guys.
Yeah.
Just cartoon
knocking,
style,
but you
just
can't
smash
get
them under a building. Oh man, those things are great times.
All right. Well, our next question comes from Sephiroth66. What?
Okay.
That's what he calls himself. What is the most upset you've gotten at a gaming table?
Oh my god.
Is this only role playing games or is this any game?
It's got to be any game.
Huh.
Oh
Well.
man. Wow.
Let's do any game.
Why
Yeah.
do we let Brent go first?
Me?
Yeah,
Why
you.
Me? Why me?
Because I want to know if I'm thinking of the same moment that you're thinking of.
Well, there was the Settlers of Catan moment. Is that it?
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yep.
I want to hear this story, and then
I
I will
don't-
counter with a story.
Yeah,
where
I was
think
gonna
you
be
got
serious.
angrier,
I was gonna say it too.
and it was at me.
Yeah, I was gonna say to be fair, when we
Tell
were
your story first.
all right. Well, we'll go in time here. When I was in high school, Rick and our friends, we all played Magic, And Rick gravitated towards I'm going to counter everything. I'm not going to win, but you're not going to do anything.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
And
A lot of jerks did that.
Yeah, I was.
yeah, and we always played multiplayer games.
Yep.
And I was just trying to survive. There was no chance I was going to win.
He'd gotten beaten down.
Oh, I had like 3-on-1, and Rick just stayed out of it. And I'm just fighting to survive. And then Rick goes, tap 1 island, tap 2 islands, counterspell. I said, could you not do that? And he goes, okay. Untaps them, tap, 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 power sync.
What were you trying to cast? Do you remember?
Heal himself.
Oh, really?
Just to stay alive.
Yeah, it was just to get
He
my life
wasn't even
total.
attacking me.
Yeah, it was just to stay alive. I was being attacked by another moron. I don't remember saying words, but I picked up a chair and whipped it at his head.
And then chased me
Yeah,
around the table.
with another chair,
Yep.
swinging it, going for broke.
Wow.
God, I was mad.
Oh man. Yep.
The other time that they're talking about, we were playing. I had begged to play Settlers of Catan because I've always enjoyed it. When I played with my friends Keith and Sylvia Allen, it really was just like farm sim the game. We never messed with each other. It was just slow build.
Playing it wrong.
I was gonna say, that sounds
Yeah.
boring. Is this communism Settlers of Catan?
I'm okay with that.
That doesn't sound like the fist fight versions that I played.
And
Oh, yeah. Big out of darkness.
I had begged to play this, and Ken and Chris were like, we don't want to play this game. This game sucks. I'm like, but come on. I never get to pick the game, and I very rarely do. Whenever we do play a board game, I pick. One of these guys got crap on it. I still, to this day, cannot play Escape from Colditz because I hear...
I give it a chance,
No, you didn't.
and then I decided I didn't like it.
But Escape from
Escape from
Colditz is a
Colditz.
classic, and
if we
it
try
was a
playing-
lot of fun.
Yeah, and if we try playing Robo Rally, Ken's just like, I just put cards down at random.
See, Bummer, I call BS.
I'll
'cause
tell
Escape
your-
from
I'll
Colditz,
tell
all
your
these
story,
guys
buddy.
did exchange
It's called,
cigarettes out in the lobby,
Titan
and that's
Arena.
about it. Oh, Titan
So-
Arena.
So anyway, we're playing Settlers of Catan, and I like to build roads. And Ken goes, screw him before he builds roads. And so the two of them...
Said that.
I don't remember that being a thing.
And so the two of them surrounded my starting settlement with their own roads. I literally could not build anything.
We didn't
Okay, that is not the case.
That is exactly the case.
What happened was, I know the game Catan. A little. I'm not a big fan of it because every time I see it played, somebody loses their mind. So I try not to play it.
Get
I
a
don't
little
know very well.
A little cranky.
I see, as we're playing, I see that there is, at the end of the game, you get points for longest road. I'm like, sweet. And I've got all of these resources that I can use to build roads. So I'm trying to make the longest road I can make. I put the one piece, like the last piece down to connect my road to be the longest road. And Brent... loses his mind, throws his cards across the table. You smirked me. Yeah, and stomps off upstairs. And I'm like, I don't get it. What is he so mad about? Well, it turns out you can't build roads across somebody else's owned road. So I, unknowingly at the time, put my thumb right up his cram hole. And yeah, later on I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I really did put it in you.
So,
Yeah, all right.
rewind, take it back. Had you the knowledge, would you have done the same thing?
Probably,
Excellent.
because it's Catan.
Well, to be fair,
and
before I
it's
threw my cards, I was just trading 4 for another resource to trade 4 of it and just...
Oh yeah, he'd already been all pissy. At
Because
that
what
point
made
in
it great
time.
is right after that, every time they rolled, I got resources that I could do nothing with. Because they had boxed me in my starting. That was cool.
You can upgrade this settlement to a
Yeah,
city.
that's the most upset that I've seen Brent at any game.
That's pretty funny.
Probably upset, period.
Oh, you've gotten pissy before, but yeah, that was the I mean, just out and out. Raw!
You know, usually when I get boned at games, I take it pretty well.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, that sucks. That's what happens when you go through not expecting to win anything.
All right.
I had my hopes up with that game.
So, Kenny, is it Hex or is it Titan Arena?
I don't know. It's got to be Titan Arena.
Oh, I hate so much.
Because Hex with your little T-Rex arms was a challenge for you. I remember, and you were getting pretty upset. But Titan Arena is the only time you actually had an outburst, and I thought you were going to try to punch me.
Oh, we put the cookie jar out of his reach.
I don't know.
I remember that being really unhappy.
I think the maddest I've ever seen him was when we were playing 40K, 5th edition, and he had
He strike over the board.
he had a Mawlock, which is a giant artillery. He plays Tyranids, which are essentially the bugs from Starship Troopers, and it landed off the table because it comes in at a random location. And so when it rolls off the table, you have to see what happens on a chart. And he rolled where it just died, and it was like half his army.
Dumbest rule.
And what made it great is we were playing out on his kitchen table, and his wife was asleep. So he went into this rage, but kept it quiet so as not to wake his wife up. And he's like, "It just came so much. I hate your little weenie space marines." And he flicks one of my space marines. "That sucker just deep struck. Screw you. Screw this game. I hate it forever." And then he sits down, folds his hand, and goes, "Your turn."
Well, because in the Titan Arena one, I had given up on trying to win. I had made, in Titan Arena, you can make it's basically you're watching monsters fight and you're betting on who's going to win. You get to make, at the beginning of the game, a secret bet. I didn't even look at the card that I put down. I did not know what my secret bet was. I just got really loud, as I do from time to time. And I'm like, and every run, I'm just calling out a creature. "That boy's going to die. He's going to die." And so I do everything I could just to kill off that one creature. I didn't care. I was just trying to have fun with the game. And, boy, when I took out the creature that his secret bet was, You knew what my secret bet was! You went out of your way! Why do I always have to play right after you? Why you always screw me over?
Everything you did.
And it was completely random in my mind. I had no agenda at all. But everything I did put Kenny just right down.
Based on the reactions I'm getting, I'm not entirely convinced that Ken is over this yet.
Well, he likes when you really know when Ken's mad when he flicks something off the table. Because we played Dungeons and Dragons minis, the skirmish game, the 3-5, and I always use this gnome or dwarf cleric named Eberk that looked like a garden gnome.
A little wiener.
And all he did was cast one spell that gave me my whole army a +1 to its saving throws and AC. And it seemed like every game we played, I would pass a saving throw by 1 because of that, or he would miss by 1 because of that spell. And so I had him up, and I'm like, "Burke's the man." And Ken goes, "There's a little weenie," and flicked it across the store.
Yeah.
But the thing about Ken is he has an outburst, and then it's totally fine.
That's good mental health right there.
Just gotta release.
Don't bottle it up.
Cooks it
Just
off.
let it go.
He really hates Robo Rally. Ooh, he hates Robo Rally.
Yeah.
It's just so boring.
Well,
He doesn't think fast.
I've heard Robo Rally is a lot of fun when you have a ton of people playing it. Like, if you've got, a group of 12 people playing Robo Rally,
Ooh, that'd be
things
chaos.
just get
that'd be
nuts.
insane. Yeah, not to keep harping on you, but you tend to take a long time on turns. And with Robo Rally, there's a timer. You don't have enough time. You got to flip through those cards quick to put on your things. And yeah, you're too meticulous.
I think we should move on now.
So I was gonna say I'm interested to hear what Mr. Card's angriest is, because I'm guessing there was a physical outburst. In addition to the verbal.
I can
don't
tell
remember.
I
Which
can
one
tell you
was it?
two. I wasn't there for the one, but I heard about it.
What?
The one I was there for, though, I thought you were going to commit childicide
Oh, an arena?
when Gabe backstabbed you.
Oh, that really did piss me
I
off.
think I've heard about this story. Wasn't
Yeah, I
it a
think
little
we did
kid
talk
that
about
you
that.
almost choked out with your own beard.
That made me super angry.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the one that I don't think we mentioned, which was when Ken and what's his name turned out to be void mines.
Oh, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another. Back in the day, I only had 6 days a week. By the time when I got up on Friday, I didn't go back to bed again until Sunday night. And because part of that time was playing this game, my friend Wade's game, I really enjoyed the game. In all of my experiences playing D&D, Pathfinder, whatever, you can always trust your team. That's always been a thing that's just been in my head.
Then you played with Justin.
And we've been playing this game for a long time. Getting to the big finale. And we just take down the bad guy, and everyone's like, yeah! And then, new to the game, Kenny Rao.
That was my absolute first game ever.
And one of the other guys, I think, was it CJ?
CJ.
All of a sudden, a la scanners or whatever, these little things go pop out of their skulls. Look at us, we're bad guys, and they immediately attack us. Colin and I did everything we could, but I gotta tell you, I was so tired and so angry. I don't remember 100% what happened. I have kept every single character sheet from every character I've ever played in the 30 plus years I've been playing this game. That character I immediately tore to shreds and threw away.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Sorry about that.
Mark the time.
I was pissed. So mad.
See, because I remember the story because Justin
I had to
and
get up, walk away.
Justin and Davini just left you two to die.
They just booked it.
And they just left. Yeah, at the beginning of the encounter, like, you know what? We had enough. And left.
I kind of like that.
Holy crow, I was mad.
And it was like 4 in the morning.
Left the home that place alive.
And it was like
in real life.
It was like 4 in the morning because I was helping out at the Hall of Heroes at the time, and I closed. And I'm like, well, I kind of want to see what this is like.
Helping out and you close, that's called working.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
And I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything. I got tomorrow off, so I stayed until like 3 in the morning. And then Justin Radke, he had keys and everything, and he's like, well, I'll just lock up after we're done. I'm like, all right, because I had an hour drive. But yeah, I felt really bad for Wade because the guy was trying his hardest, and you had 2 players that were going out of their way to just make it a miserable experience for everybody. You had 2 players that were there to just do what Wade wanted them to do, which was Ken and CJ, which were, hey, we work for the Mind Flayers, booga, booga, booga. And then you had Colin and Chris just get boned.
That was a challenge.
Yeah, I felt bad for Wade.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was one of his first games he was running too.
And these 2 guys were like his heroes, and they just right over it. Yeah.
That's people who don't understand how much work it takes to put in.
Well, they do.
They're
They're GMs, and they
just don't care.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Smurfheads.
They didn't want to be there.
Then why even show up? Then why even come?
Yeah.
All right, that's a bad tangent.
All right.
Now, I'm sure that the ever emotional
He loses very well.
Wisniewski loses his mind perpetually. How exactly are you going to
Narrow down.
single
Look,
out?
no, I can
one
single it
time?
out because this one ended in violent conflict. No. Like that's the thing. My history of being amongst the
Let's just
most-
say blood was shed.
yeah. Well, like
Gray matter.
when it comes down to things, I'm not going to say that you didn't beat me legit. Like in a sense, I'm not a sore loser, but dear Lord, do I get ticked and do I get enraged.
Okay.
Enraged. But it melts
specifically-
off. It melts off quick. Sure. But no. That time when I was playing Hero Clicks against Keith's brother Ryan. Ryan almost didn't make it into adulthood. So we're playing Hero Clicks, and for the uninitiated, Hero Clicks is a WizKids game where it's a sort of mid-level tabletop miniatures game. It's collectible, but you fight superheroes against other superheroes, and I've always been a big fan of Iron Man. So I had this Iron Man that tied up most of my he was most of my team. He was a high point value figure. And meanwhile, Ryan's running this army of guys that have probability control. So basically, they just force re-rolls. And he had like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, and for everyone you get to make them re-roll.
Seriously?
Every one of them forced a re-roll, or at least that's the way the system worked at the time. Don't know how it is now.
Right.
This
This is like what, 15 years ago?
This is the ways back. So So I'm going through it, and I got, I had somehow gotten him hammered down where he was into a part of his dial where he had like a regen. He was able to heal himself back up. So I needed
You had a low enough defense. You had a guy of support that could heal him.
Yeah, I had a guy on support that could heal him up, and his defense is so low that it took nothing. Basically, I needed a 4 on the die.
And under the rules, if you rolled a double 1 when trying to heal somebody, you dealt them a point of damage.
Yeah, I dealt him a point of damage. So I roll, easily make it. It's like, well, re-roll that. I roll, easily make it, re-roll that. I roll one of the dice is a 1. Okay, you can keep that one. Re-roll the other one. Re-roll. Re-roll.
Not
Re-roll.
even re-roll.
Takes all 5 re-rolls, and then the last one, double 1s, and well, that kills him. And Ryan's just laughing, laughing his Smurf off there, and Bomik's Bomik's got this just look of just panic on his face, where he's like, Ryan, you need to shut up. And
Yeah, Ryan's back off.
Ryan's just laughing his head off.
He thought I was joking.
Ryan,
I'm like, dude, no, back off. He is very not happy.
And then he's like, I guess the terminal cancer got him, and then I throw the table aside and I leap on him, and he keeps on laughing. But by the time the third punch came in, he started going and as the euphoria of his victory, blended into real pain as I was throwing just full powered punches.
Now bear in mind,
into his arm.
Bear in
Wasn't
mind,
he like a 12-year-old kid at the time?
14, 15.
He was 14 or 15.
Now bear in mind though too that this wasn't just a table; it was a pool table. That in his rage, Eric moved 3 feet to pin this boy as he lion scampered up.
Oh, was that in the Allen's basement there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I've been pretty upset, but it's never really come to physical violence.
Oh, he was swinging for the fences too. I mean, because Ryan had a bruise on his arm for a good week.
Oh yeah.
And I drove him to a track meet. And I'm like, did he do that to your arm? He's like, yeah. Then he looks at me and goes, totally worth it. He's now a cop now.
That would have been too.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like the kind of Hero Clicks army I would have built.
Oh, it was just.
Oh, then you would really enjoy the power called Outwit. Outwit is the reason I don't play Hero Clicks.
Yeah.
Because I like pretty much one facet heroes. Hulk, what's he do? Super strength. Outwit? You don't have super strength. No, this is what I do.
What do you mean I don't have super strength?
You don't have. Oh, you're the Flash? You don't have super speed.
Yes, I do. I have super speed. I don't know. There was one time where Ken got me. It was like my second time ever playing War Machine.
That brings out such a good man in you.
Oh yeah, that's not.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad I spent $500 on this army. Oh yeah, great game. I hope you die.
Yeah, but it was only during
Smurf.
that time that I hope you died in real life. Like a plane crashing through the building. Ken round ones me because Crix I've heard that they've recently released the just horrible nerfing of Crix that happened in the 3rd edition. And by the way, Privateer Press, bravo on that. Those months of pain were delicious to the rest of us. But
they fixed it.
Yeah, it's all back to how.
And I haven't played since. So he dropped me. He dropped me round 1. I moved my guys up the table. I didn't even run. I just moved. And that was enough to bring me within the range of, ultimate spell death by, Crixian BS. So, that was enraging. But, I didn't physically assault Ken. Number one, because you know, at this point in my life, I couldn't make that jump. And two, you know, I've dealt with Ken before, and you know, while I'm fairly certain I'd get my licks in, that would be a Pyrrhic victory at best.
Well, you gotta be careful because Ken goes for the balls.
Yeah.
Watch out for the quiet ones.
His target of choice is your satchel.
Yeah, Ken's got
Every
that
time.
low center of gravity. I think he'd pitch me.
It's like
I
I,
think
play,
he'd
I do
straight
that
up
like I
pitch me.
play clicks. I go for the assassination.
Right.
Well, yes, that certainly takes a man out of the game. Oh!
Well, like when we first started hanging out, I was at the Hall of Heroes. We used to hang out, and there was a corner, and it went like the back room. We went to the bathroom, and Ken was going to using the restroom, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna spear him when he comes around the corner." And I, get all set, low down 3-point stance. He comes around the corner. I come running in. That knee instantly just goes right up in between your legs, and I creamed him. But I don't think I came away. I don't think I came away with the victory in that one.
Yeah.
We're both laid on the floor.
That's the thing. You throw down with Ken, you don't win. You just it's a stalemate.
Well, one of the first
At
times
best.
we hung out with him, we were helping.
Well, now that I know, I'm pretty confident.
We were helping Justin Radke move his mom, and I to this day, I mean, in my mind, this is probably not what happened. I probably just exaggerated. It's like one of the first times I hung out with Ken. He's picking up a box, and he just like a cat leaps up into the bed of the truck and just like scampers along the edge of the bed like a little ninja. It just blew me away. I couldn't believe he could move like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know because
Good balance.
I mean, look at him.
Yeah, look good.
Well, it was always great because at the store that we hung out at,
Because you're always carrying a balance pole, you know what
the guy had a motion detecting doorbell, and
Oh, that sounds obnoxious.
And Ken figured out where the laser was, and he would like limbo under it because the guy was like paranoid, and Ken would just like slowly rise up behind the counter, and go, "Hello."
It scared the poop out of him, man.
Oh yeah.
And then he goes, "How does Ken do that?" And I'm like, "Well, it's
He
actually
has no
pretty
soul.
easy." I'm like, "It's actually pretty easy." Then I turn around and walk away. And this guy was driven because he liked to talk crap about people behind their back, and he never knew if Ken was in the store because he turned around to say something, Ken's gone.
That still happens today, like all the time.
Yeah.
Well, he was upset because Ken wouldn't stick around and chat with him. Ken is like, "I'm here to make a purchase. Once our transaction is complete."
Ken is here to perform commerce. He is a man with a mission.
Yeah, well, because if you got stayed, he'd sit there and like make you tell a story about how his refrigerator's broken 3 times or all this weird, just random crap.
That sounds
How is it that
awful.
you guys? I mean, I don't understand that because Wade always kept you behind to tell his stories too. I never got any of those things. I mean, is it me or am I just good
Oh,
at
it's you.
fending
It's
off
you.
weirdos?
No, because you would just go, "I don't care," and leave.
Well, all right, you got me there.
Yep.
You got me there. That's
So Dubrich, when's the maddest you've been at a table? I don't really think you ever have.
I don't know. I don't rage out that much. I think the maddest I've ever been playing any kind of game is actually back in Mark's old house when we were still in college, and when Halo first came out. We would do, and I suck at first player shooters. It's awful. But since this happened, I have never played first player shooters with anybody else. I will only do the solo missions. So we got the 2 TVs, set them
smart.
up. I lived with 3 other guys, and we got Halo set up, and it was me and Mark in the living room. And then on the porch, they had Pete and Jackson set up. In
Yeah,
there.
the Super Mario Brothers.
Right, and Mark, I was easily the worst one there. Like, hands down, give the Gimp a rocket launcher and hope he hits something kind of deal. But man, the amount of trash talk that was coming from the other room. They would find out where I would spawn, I'd spawn back up, bloom, dead, bloom, dead. I got through maybe a half an hour of it. I said, "I'm done. I'm out." I walked away, went up to my room, never played multiplayer first-person shooter again, and I never will.
See, Rick actually, I've seen him do things where I would have burned the house down in rage, and Rick just calmly walks away. He was playing Ogre Battle. Now, this was the old Super Nintendo one where you couldn't save in the middle of it. Once you played, you're there for the rest of the day with that mission. Mark's Nintendo had a short in it. You would just randomly shut off.
Yeah.
He is like 4.5 hours through a mission in Ogre Battle. Right up to the boss, moving his guys in on that town. Whew. The game shuts off, and Rick just, I hear. I'm done.
Oh my God.
I'm like, well, aren't you gonna nope, I'm done. What do you mean? I'm done. Turns the game back on, deletes his game, and shuts it back off. I'm done.
I never played it again until Mark got me an emulator
You can
that
save
I could
it.
put on my laptop and I could save it as I went.
It was like 28 hours of ogre battle. I'm like, you spent 20. He goes, yeah, done.
I can't tell you how many controllers I've gone through throughout the years, because you sit there. The worst ones that was the Nintendo had the little nubs hanging on the side that you
The Max.
because those things are so easy to
Did
just
you break one in half?
snap.
I Bo Jackson.
You
did.
see
At
now,
least five. At least five of those things.
Rick, break a controller.
Yep. Yeah, I went through at least 5 or 6 of those because you just
Now,
Crunch.
now, you see, for all of my game rage, I have never once broken a controller, ever.
My brother has put several into walls.
Huh.
I think the worst thing I've done is taken out a game out of my PlayStation and then spat on it.
Oh my goodness! Why?
I was mad. I get spitting mad.
That's only a disc. You got to clean up the smudges.
No, that's all. Yeah, I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
Not like the time
I
I-
hear my son getting into it. You can start hearing me. I'm like, okay, go. Time to shut it off. Learn from my mistakes, boy. I don't want to pay for another computer for you.
Yeah.
Shut it off.
Dude, ever since wireless controllers have been a thing, my video game rage has gotten to a point where I'm like, I hit a certain point and I'm like, you know what? We're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna do something where I know I'm not going to be actively frothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wireless controllers, very helpful.
One of our friends in high school, when his brother would get mad, would bite the controller. So you would go to play like Street Fighter with him, and there's like nibble marks all over the controller.
Probably the reason for that is that brother could beat you in Street Fighter blindfolded.
Mark was pretty good at it.
Yeah. Yep. So Sephiroth 66. Good question. Sucks that you killed Aerith. What's next?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of the One-Winged Angel myself, but 66 of them, come on now.
Maybe he's a Mario
Which,
Lemieux
by
fan.
the way, I got into a big fight the other day about rearranging furniture in the living room, and long story short, we got a new entertainment center.
Oh.
It was my responsibility to put it in there and put it up. Didn't want it. But the concession that I got was I got to bring all my old gaming systems up from the basement and put them all in the entertainment center. So I will be playing Final Fantasy VII.
So there was the third question, right? Or is there
Yeah.
maybe something a little lighter than we don't have to dip into our nerd rage?
No, I live there. We're good.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Just
Oh.
yeah. I just Eric like because I was thinking in my mind like Paul Atreides. When you look in that spot where no one goes, you see me staring back. All right. Our final question comes to us from a Walter Crandall. Walter asks, you guys talk about your convention experiences all the time. What are your favorite memories and from what convention?
Oh, favorite.
I only go to one convention. I don't think I've been to any other ones. Oh wait, no, we did
Tavern Con.
Grand Con and Tavern Con and those kind of things.
And we'll be doing Grand
I
Con
didn't-
again this year.
Hey,
Ah, dude, Grand
Shameless
Con.
plug.
my favorite memories are
Nothing
you
shameless
telling
about
about
that. It's gonna be
my
sweet.
actions. I don't really remember those at all.
I don't know.
I don't know.
One at a time.
Oh, yeah. I don't. My memories are basically you telling other people about my memories. I don't recall most of them.
So, Ken,
Yo.
what is your? I'm pretty certain I know where this is going.
I know what my favorite memory of yours is though.
Yes.
Tell me.
When you're when you had the Bruce Banner around Indianapolis because I wanted to take a nap and Brent had to go run a game. The picture in mind of you just walking around, kicking around like an empty soda can or something. It's just Precious to me.
No, Ken, throw it out there because, like, I have a favorite memory of you
Yeah.
I haven't heard this story.
at a convention. No, I'm certain that you have.
Ken wandered. Let me tell you the epic story of Ken's lone journey. Because it ends with perhaps the funniest thing I've ever heard a human being say.
That's not the one for me. But
Is that the mystery solved?
Yes.
Ah, delightful.
I had a free badge that year because I was running Pathfinder for Paizo. And as soon as we got down there, I had to go. And I was gone 4 hours. Then I was meeting my friend Dareth for dinner afterwards. So I didn't get back till like 1 in the morning.
What, like a date?
No, we're just going out for dinner. We don't get to see her that often. So I thought Ken and Chris were going to do stuff in Indianapolis. Chris's response was, "I'm old, I'm tired, good night."
I'm on vacation. I'm taking a nap.
And
so-
I was not in that.
I
year.
had the drive the furthest, so I had been up since midnight the night before. Like,
Sleepy time.
I'm on vacation. I'm gonna take a nap.
And so-
Nice, comfortable couch.
Ken just wandered around Indianapolis getting progressively more mad. So he just came back, threw himself to the floor, and anger
Cried.
slept. So I come in, lay down, go to sleep, and it's about 3 in the morning, and the air conditioner we had was like, it would sound like a Harrier taking off. And then would run for 20 minutes and then shut off. And then you just get used to the silence, and then it starts back up. And at one point in time during the night, it smelled like burnt rubber
Yeah, it stunk.
pouring through the room. Like, oh my God. And I could hear Chris oh, you smell it? Whoa. So we're looking at the register, trying to figure out what's going on.
We're standing by side each other, stroking the beard.
Should we consult the owner's manual?
I'm curious what this might be.
I run outside.
Maybe it's just because it hasn't been run for so long. It's burned off the dust. You know,
Yeah, I run outside to see if it's something outside. No, because we're right ground floor. Come back in, and Ken is like jammed under the register. Because wherever we go, Ken's rodent instinct to find a defensive position in the corner kicks in. And Chris goes, the panel's open. Oh, the little guy kicked it during the night. He kicked the heat on. Oh, we turn the heat off. The smell instantly goes away. We're like, oh, okay. That's what it was. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I think we got to figure it out. And then all of a sudden from below, we hear, "Mystery solved, Hardy boys, go back to bed."
there was such venom dripping from those words.
So the next morning, we wake up, there's Ken like getting ready, and he's like, "Me." I'm like, you okay, Ken? Is everything all right? Is everything all right? You have the audacity to ask if everything's all right. You get here, you abandon me. Rip Van Winkle over here passes out. I spent my vacation wandering around Indianapolis. Screw you. Is everything all right? How dare you? He just trundles off.
I had to listen to you two at 3 in the morning discussing the finer points of air conditioning.
Hey, the important part of that story is I figured it out.
But
I think that's a lesson we all really.
But
have
like
to
one of my
relate to
favorite
this.
moments in Gen Con was your second year down. It's 5 of us crammed into a room for 2. So it was just stupid. But the one night I got to control the thermostat was the best night.
No. You didn't get to control it. You just, it wasn't like decided, tonight Brent gets to hang on to the thermostat. No. He takes it upon himself to turn it down to 35.
It wasn't 35.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And of course, that's the night that I got to sleep on the freaking chair.
It was 62.
With an ottoman, and all I've got is this, bare sheet laying there. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, it was cold.
It was 62.
Jeez,
It was not 62.
not even
Yeah.
close.
It was
No.
as low as you could possibly put it.
62. Maybe
It was
58.
it was retarded cold. It was-
62, maybe 58, or
crazy
maybe
cool.
we had the
And
ice capades
what was
going
great is
on
it's-
right inside there.
What was great is Ken has like a mummy sleeping bag where you just see his face. Just the face.
Yeah, the 0 degree one.
Yeah. And
He needed it.
he wakes up. When Ken sleeps, it's like it's just like a little chair, just gorgeous. I mean, he's beautiful. He just radiates. I mean, all the care in the world gone. And he goes from this, and all of a sudden he's waking up and his face crunches and he goes, "What, Smurf? Oh my God! Why is it so cold?" And his eyes like open and they're all blurry. And he focuses, looks at me, and he goes, "You did this!" And he flips over and is like inchworming, going, "Ah!" trying to bite me, struggling to get out to pound me. And I'm like,
I can see my breath.
and every time,
That was a tough night's sleep.
the rest of the time we're there, I'm trying to turn the thermostat down. Chris goes, doesn't even look. He just knows. He's like, "I will break fingers, fatty." So sorry to jump in, but those. Yeah.
Oh man.
How about you, Chris?
Again, you tell the story better than I do.
Anything to
Favorite
add?
moment at a convention?
Getting us mortal enemies?
Ooh, no, that's more of that's a long story and really involved. Suffice to say, getting having the enemies of Fat Slash and Starship Fupa is pretty good.
How about finding
It's
out they're
ongoing.
blacklisted?
Huh?
How about finding out they're blacklisted?
That was super cool. But again, all part of the same story.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not it either. I don't know.
Pushing
don't-
a celebrity?
Again, I don't remember. I was.
I remember that.
I was in a diabetic rage, and the first time ever, we were only going to be down at Gen Con for one day. It's the first time I've ever gone down there, and I was feeling pretty honored that these two ding dongs actually invited me to go.
Oh, by the way, one day down to Gen Con, that's bad choice.
Yes.
Especially if it's your first time, you can't process that level of
Yeah,
information.
there's so
with
much
one day.
going on, and I had just recently been diagnosed with diabetes. Only had been, on shots and stuff for like a month, so I was still working out on how to do stuff. And I got there, like, all right, let's go exhibit hall. Woo! Let's see what all this cool stuff is about. And the first thing Brett's like, "Well, I gotta go meet this girl that I've been talking to online." Why? What? Why? I mean, are you gonna go talk to her? Because maybe you're gonna, go back to the hotel. I would accept that. No, I just wanted. We're just gonna talk to each other. You can do that online. and yeah, I had things to do, and there was somebody in my way. I wasn't just Feedbag or whatever his name was.
Feedback.
It was everybody in my way. Poof, poof, poof. I was E Honda.
He's not kidding.
I had to get where I wanted to be, and people were in my way. So
Is this the out of the way Smurf bag?
Yes.
Yep. Sweet.
pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. And the other stuff I kind of remember doing, but it's far more entertaining because seeing it from the outside, I seemed fairly normal to me.
We were in, it was the second year we were down there, and there was this huge line, and because Chris exists to go in straight lines,
It's true.
and if things get in his way, his little pea brain starts firing, just anger.
That being said, it's really nice going behind Chris. I mean, number one, because, the crowd's partying. And number two, I mean, he's a lot of man.
Just ride the wake.
But there was a line, and there was a couple guys that were about 6'4", 6'5", 400 pounds, very large men. And Chris was just running side by side, screeching because he couldn't get through, and they're holding books. And he's like, "What is going on here?" And I look, and R.A. Salvatore, the guy who did the Dritz books, is signing autographs like 10 feet away. I'm like, "Oh, it's R.A. Salvatore. He's signing stuff." And Chris goes, "Oh, is he?" And Chris goes,
I read his first trilogy, whatever books.
Yep, I did too.
so Chris screams, "Quit milking it and kill him off!" And the guy that's in front of him's got like 20 books and goes, "Oh." And Chris taps him, goes on the cheek and goes, "You like that, fatty?" And skirts by him.
Oh, that's about right.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that a little bit. Yeah, that was a good time.
And then
I remember the getting the photos with because that one year was all about the Demon Queen or whatever.
Yep.
And D&D had a really big booth, and you could go through and see all the new stuff. I think were they introducing fourth that year?
No, that was fifth. It was right between fourth and fifth.
Fourth, fifth, okay, yeah. Because we had, you could go through and they could see all the new stuff, and here's this and that, and at the very end you can get a picture with this big loaf
Oh, right.
thing. And I remember, hey, Kenny, come on, get on top. I'll give you a boost. And there's these two like little girls that are dressed up like Drow, like, oh, you can't. I'm like, shut up. It'll be fine. Kenny wouldn't do it though. No, I want to. That's the first time
Well,
I
because
ever
I
see you
get up
rise to
there,
a challenge.
the whole thing would collapse and all this kind of crap.
It'd be that much funner, man.
So, Eric, your favorite Gen Con moment?
Oh well, my favorite Gen Con.
Or con moment. I'm sorry.
Well,
Sorry,
no,
Walt.
that's the thing. I've been to several cons. I've been to anime conventions. Over at the Renaissance Center over in Detroit. I mean, I've done several game conventions at this point. But and PAX East. PAX East was a lot of fun. That was probably my favorite time at a convention. But if we wanted to keep it locked down to Gen Con, we went to a panel. Bomick and I actually went to a panel a couple years ago. It was the last time that we went. And we went in for the one day, and it was a panel on basically improvisation and GMing, and it was a good panel. It was a really good panel. But they had like an audience participation section to it, and I was pretty impressed because you there's no quality control on that. Any random dude can walk up, and it turns out that they did. I mean, they got both of us going up there, but Bomick kind of stole the show on the thing, where they had sort of like a Celebrity Jeopardy thing going on. And the other, you got one, you got the one girl that she's doing her little bit there, and you got this guy that just some schlub that got thrown into the wolves' den there, and then Bomick goes up, and he's doing his impression of. What is
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles, the Orson Welles impersonation, and for the uninitiated, Bomick has a spot on Orson Welles, and not only does he have like the intonations down, but he's apparently religiously watched anything Orson Welles has ever produced. So he's got like the complete library of all of his sayings, and can make a horrid amalgamation of them at any time. So he's going up there and he just destroys the place, because number one, people weren't expecting it, and they all knew. That's the thing. He didn't have to say, "I'm Orson Welles." No, everybody just automatically knew what he was going with, and he just starts tearing these people apart, and they throw and for the first couple of minutes, you can just look at the dawning realization on their faces, what in the hell have we gotten into? The people that are running the thing, they're looking at each other like, what is going on? And then the people that are up there, they're getting furious, but at the same time, they can't do anything, because anytime they throw something at him, he automatically, no wait time, has a response as Orson Welles, and just starts with between self-deprecating humor and just insane non sequiturs. And they're trying to keep their composure there, and Bomick is.
I stole a guy's sandwich.
Just randomly takes a guy's sandwich from the audience and just starts eating it in front of everybody. And I mean, I've seen him do it before, but experiencing it for yourself and watching it happen to other people that are not ready for it is a completely different thing. So yeah, we were only down there for a day, which, like I said, is not a good idea. But that particular panel just it made all the difference for me. Like that was it's the only thing I remember other than seeing the guy in the Bastion armor from War Machine.
Yeah, I had that girl come up to me and go, "You're a bastard."
Oh, it was priceless. Absolutely priceless.
Should have taken her back to your room.
But I think
we had no room.
Oh, that's right. One day. Man,
Yeah, one day.
I think
I'll take her back to the car.
the most, I don't know if it would be best memory, but the most vivid one I have was going down there getting sick and being drugged to play trailer park game at 1 in the morning.
Trailer Park Wars.
And Ken decided to fortitude himself with 3 monsters in the span of an hour and half a bottle of Southern Comfort. We get back to the hotel room and Ken is literally shaking like he's hulking out. His eyes are just bulging and bloodshot, and he's like,
That was cornholio.
yeah.
Oh man, he was. I was about that was actually this is the story that I was going to say about Ken.
He was like, he could taste time.
Oh.
And it's like 1:30 in the morning at this point in time. And Ken just looks at me and his eyes focus and he goes, "Smurfstein!"
Oh, yeah.
And I go,
Oh no.
I'm like, "What'd you just call me?"
No, no,
"Call
no,
you
no.
Smurfstein, Smurfstein." Can you not? Can you not understand English, Smurfstein? Habla inglés, Smurfstein.
I've never seen Bomick reduced to just a quivering pile of nothingness.
How do you respond to
faster
that?
and harder than this? This never happened because, like, that's the thing. Verbal sparring doesn't go well with Bomick. This simple phrase just unmanned him.
It didn't matter what I said because he's just like, "Oh, Smurfstein speaks English." Look,
man.
everyone, Smurfstein thinks he's
Oh
people.
my God, Kenny was a force of nature. I thought Bomick was either going to try to throw him out the window of the hotel or go out the window himself. He got to the point. This got to the point of attempted physical violence.
Yeah,
but he was so just like
Kenny was crammed into the space between the bed and the wall. I had the bed that night, and I was laughing because it was funny. And Brett's like, and I thought he was kidding. He jumps onto the bed.
He was a
And
flying
he's
leap.
rolling around trying to get to Ken. And I'm laughing so hard. Like, that's pretty funny, poop scene. I thought he was playing around. And he's just rolling all over the place.
Yeah, I'm trying to get an angle where I can punch him.
And he's rolling on top of me like, ha 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 ha, hee hee, fun. And finally it all kind of calms down a little bit.
No, because you booted me off the bed and go, "Get off my bed, Smurfstein."
it went on into the night.
It was a good 2 hours.
Well, that's the thing. Like 3 o'clock in the morning, he just shoots off a Smurf
random.
stain from his drunken stupor, and you could just see Bomick like retreating further and further into his shell. Like at first, like it's like, oh, this is a matter of honor. I have to solve this, and eventually, it's just. He's a broken man.
Well, I'm
just retreating further and further into himself.
I'm swinging at him and I can't hit him. It just looks ridiculous because I'm punching a bed because I can't get an angle. So it looks like I'm play flailing when I'm trying to clean his clock, and he's rolling over there going, "Wah! Untouchable! I'm untouchable! Ah! The ground never dies, Smurfstein!"
In the morning, we're awoken by the slam of a door.
That's not quite what happened.
No, that's exactly what.
And I remember we get up and I'm looking at Kenny and looking over at Eric. I'm like, hey,
Tell the full story.
is Brent pissed?
No. There's a lead up because I'm laying all night, Chris Farley seething. Just like, "I'm going to kill him. We wake up, I'm going to break that bottle of Southern Comfort and slit their throats."
That'll let your field trip real
Yeah, and then just as the night progresses, I'm like, all right, okay, I'm going to calm down, try to get some sleep. I get like an hour of sleep. My phone goes off. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna pretend nothing happened. And then over in the corner, I hear, "Shut your alarm off, Smurfstain!" and you could hear the blood vessel in my head go. My eyes got open. I'm like, Smurfstain. And I get up and take a shower. And it's like 7 a.m, and I just slam that door.
We're sitting back there like, man, was Brent really pissed?
Oh man!
I mean, I thought he was playing around last night, right? We were all wrestling around, having a good time, right?
And that's the thing.
It was fun,
I mean,
right?
I wasn't even as in on it as you guys, but like from an outside perspective, like I'm standing there. You know, you guys are on the bed, and he's like just flailing, and I'm looking at him, and I'm not. Is he trying to get at him? Is he just play batting at him? And it turns out that like he was just getting like bed sheets twisted up on himself and all that. And what were meant to be like just death blows were just coming across. It was just pillow fisting.
Like a declawed cat.
Well, I couldn't hit him.
much.
I mean, he's got himself jammed into a corner.
I'm on my back and I
Yeah.
have Aaron's legs laying back.
What's wrong, Smurfstain? Yeah, and he's like cackling. And again, he's like, the round never dies.
Meanwhile, like I'm doubled over so hard from laughing that like I can't do anything. I'm just I'm over by the TV in the corner, just rolling on the ground, and it just I just lost muscular control.
Yeah,
there was nothing that I could do.
I avoided you guys that whole day.
Yeah.
I just wandered around Indianapolis seething.
Got Donut Boy, just all arms and legs, rolling around on top of me, like, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Chris thinks he's coming in for soft tickles or something like that.
At the time, I had absolutely no idea.
You gotta admit,
that
though,
you had such a death rage going
You have
on.
to admit that the 5-foot jump off my back onto the bed was pretty damn impressive.
That was and again, that's like, he's having fun, yay!
No, that was powered by hate.
And when you left the morning, it was a complete shock to me. I'm like,
Oh man.
I think Brent's actually really mad.
Yeah.
I wonder
What
why.
did we do to promote this type of anger?
Yeah, I was like in
you guys, you did call him Smurfstain all of last night. Heck, I called him Smurfstain once or twice just to try it
15,000
on.
times.
Oh, it was just relentless. I mean, it was an hour of him just Smurfstain, his eyes bulging. Smurfstain, you're Smurfstain.
And that's the thing. Most of the time, Bomik slings hyperbole when it comes to stuff like this.
How do you
This
respond?
is not
Very-
This is not fabricated.
Typically,
that is
very highbrow.
absolutely what happened, and it was almost in that tone. I mean, like, this is not normal. Like, Ken was not there. This was Ken's answering machine. It was his id shining through.
Maybe there was just a certain restraint that had been released by Monster and Southern Comfort.
Yeah,
Like I
I
said.
descended to another plane of existence.
Yeah, like I said, we got the id of Ken.
Well, his face was just like red. I mean, it glowed. It was like a tomato, and his eyes were like bulging out of his. He looked like he was shot out onto the surface of Mars in Total Recall.
Use the reactor, Quaid.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, and again, because I'm trying to, and again, every insult I'm throwing back. I mean, I was going low. I mean, just vile. It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Nothing stopped it. And
I mean,
it was just
I
an
don't
endless tirade.
even want to repeat the stuff that I'm going personal, just stuff that I'm the only one that knows about. I'm insulting him. It didn't matter. He's like, oh, woo, Smurfstain thinks he's funny. Look at everyone. Smurfstain's fighting back. Ooh, Smurfstain. Ooh, out of toilet paper, Smurfstain. It was just relentless. And it was like 2 hours endlessly. He didn't slow down.
That's fantastic.
No, not once.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I
think as you-
snap
I-
into that.
I remember as you were leaving after you slammed the door, I went out to the hallway and like yelled like, "Didn't you want to go get waffles for breakfast?"
What, you know what breakfast?
Yeah, we've had a lot of good times at Gen Con and cons in general. Ken and I went to one by ourselves down Kalamazoo called Marmalade Dog to play Pathfinder Society, and that was yeah. I had a guy.
Sundog?
Well, I had a guy.
Nearly as cool.
No, I had a guy sit down next to me. He's like, "Hey, can I borrow that book?" I'm like, "Yeah,
No.
yeah, go for it." And he's going to leave with it. I'm like, "What are you doing?" I'm gonna go get photocopies.
No.
I'm
I
like,
was going to the bathroom too.
no, I'm like,
neighbor.
you can drop the book. Well, I just got out of prison. I'm like, well, that's not encouraging me to let you steal my book. You're a fat jerk. And he throws the book down. I'm like, because I wouldn't let you steal my book.
He was a weird dude.
Oh,
All
man.
those guys were weird though, man.
That was an odd day.
TavernCon was crazy. Especially since I got a growler of beer while I was there. And man,
Chris and I got very drunk very
Oh.
fast.
How did
playing
that growler?
Pathfinder Society tore up like that is an otherworldly experience. It's like being an astronaut where like people are asking you questions and you're like, you're gonna need to speak into the microphone.
Chris and I were so
Arms aren't
drunk.
We
working.
were bad.
Chris and I got so drunk we went and ate at Burger King afterwards, and we had to
Ew.
work as a teepee to get to.
Walking down the street leaning on each
We were
other.
leaning on each other so we didn't collapse. I got tanked. I got tanked down to Gen Con one year. Ken and I took a break, went back to the hotel, enjoyed the air conditioning.
Worked out an awesome commercial.
We did. It was one of the best commercial ideas ever of a guy being thrown through a window repeatedly.
Is it a tire commercial? The old lady chucking you through a window?
Oh, no, that was the comedy skit. The commercial was the
Oh,
preparation.
the melting baby.
Yeah.
thing? I don't know. Yeah.
We were very drunk.
Anyway,
And I didn't really, because I'm sitting and I'm just hammering vodka straight, and I didn't think anything of it. And then I go to drink and it's not there anymore. I'm thinking, oh boy.
Oh, was that when you were going through that Grey Goose?
Yes.
Oh boy.
And yeah, so I stayed up. I'm like, everything's fine. And then the room suddenly becomes 45-degree angle and I can't walk.
Oh yeah.
And I'm
I
leaving.
was there that year
Yeah.
because I came in after the fact and I walked in and I'm like, oh, these guys, Bomick isn't right. And then I looked over at Ken and Ken wasn't right either.
Ken was okay.
Ken
Ken could walk.
Yeah. Well, he could walk, but that was about it. I was like, man, this. And honestly, it's it was the most messed up I'd ever seen either of you.
Well, they tried to help me get on my feet, and they dragged me by my arms. And because my feet are nothing but calluses, I couldn't get traction. So they ended up just like splitting me right into a bedpole, crotch first.
Yep.
totally not on purpose.
What?
Well, they're trying to haul me up, and I just skidded across the floor.
Yeah,
I
like
couldn't
that's
stand.
the thing. He's completely dead weight, and it's he's awkward to lift.
And so they just pulled me directly into a bedpost, crotch first. I couldn't get my feet under me to stand up, so it was just waterboarding or water skiing right into it. And we show up to play Pathfinder, and Chris was upset because we're late. And I grabbed him and apparently went, I'm a little drunk.
Awesome! Can't wait to play this game. Brent.
Because then Chris is like, you irresponsible jackass.
You knew you were meeting me later, and you're gonna get all liquored up? How dare you?
Yeah, I've got
I had
those.
sobered up by the time we got there.
That was the Pathfinders that
Yeah,
year was rough
yeah.
because their room was so small you could not hear anything in that room.
Was that the first year they did Society?
Yes.
Oh, that was a.
Which brings me to my favorite one last story. It was our very first year of doing Pathfinder
Oh
Society.
my lord!
Was that year. We
Yeah.
played with a guy that didn't want to be there and didn't want to run the game.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I missed that game.
Yeah.
I got to hear all about it though.
Every one of us hit our paces.
It was great. The guy didn't want us. For people that don't know, Pathfinder Society organized play has different tiers, so you can get more out of an adventure. For first level, it'll be a certain monster. For 5th or through 7th level, it'll be a different monster. So multiple people at different levels can play the same adventure. We were first level characters. He ran the 5th through 7th tier.
Yep.
Didn't quite go well for us.
Yeah.
15 minutes? Maybe 20?
Half an hour.
It lasted it
Almost
might
as bad as
it
the
might have
tower
been
guy
45 minutes with the the paperwork up front.
But what made it great was it just really brought out all of our personalities because Eric is playing a cleric, I'm playing a wizard, Ken's playing a fighter. We have a monk tied up. And apparently we weren't supposed to tie the monk up. He headbutts Eric for like 14 points of damage at first level.
And with hands and feet shackled.
Yeah. And so rather than let Eric back up, the DM goes, he hits you again for another 20. And he's like, I don't get to react. I don't get to do anything. I'm just like, oh, ow. Ooh, ow. Dead. By a character that was chained and manacled.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he knocks out all of the, I'm the only healing in the party. I mean, we can't even afford, cure potions at this point.
And so then he uses a specter
Yeah.
against us. Yes, we die. Ken gets hit, gets drained. It was like 30 hit points.
Was it even a specter? Was it a wraith?
It was a specter. It was something like that. So
Yeah,
Ken
it was
drops in the
something
first hit.
ridiculous.
He hits me for like 14 constitution. Are you still alive? Yeah. No, I'm not, you putz. I'm a first level wizard. What do you think? And so Eric is over there like, this is our outrage. Blah! And I'm over there like, man, this is what a good use of $6. You're a great DM. You must be fun at parties. Do you have a lot of friends? I'm guessing you have a lot of friends with your sterling personality. And Ken is just like scannersing him. Just if Ken could explode heads, this dude would have been a grease stain on the wall.
In all fairness, there'd be a lot of people. That would be
myself probably included at certain times. And so we get up to leave, and the guy goes, well, do you know what your mistake was? And I said, playing with a jackass DM?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's like,
walk.
and he scoops up his stuff, and we're leaving the room, and I'm like, man, that guy was a prick. And Ken goes, he's literally right behind you. I'm like, oh. And I'm like,
Man, that guy was a prick.
I can feel my inner Chris Card coming to life. And I turned around and went, you're a prick. Yeah, we've never seen him again. I know a bunch of people got kicked out from ever running games that year, and I'm guessing he was one. But he was just, everything we said, you guys are stupid. He yelled at a woman that's playing with us. If I wanted your opinion, I'd give it to you. Type of crap.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. I've since run that particular adventure. It's not that hard.
Yeah, we went through it again, and yeah, it was.
Yeah, it is. Basically, it was season 0 stuff where they were still using the old 3.5 rules to make monsters. So we weren't even fighting stuff that was fully Pathfinder powered. It was, it was supposed to be easy.
Sorry to interrupt you, Eric, but I think North Korea has just launched a successful missile.
Yeah. You heard those sirens up there? That's pretty impressive coming through the floor and everything else.
I do think, though, that wraps up our questions. Thanks a lot, guys. And if anyone else wants to get your questions on air, email us. And once we build up another
3 more.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Walt Safiris and Scholar Lewis.
Yeah. All right.
Good job remembering names.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to thank
Ken.
Card.
I'd like to thank Card too.
You're
I
welcome.
think we should all thank Chris Card.
Thanks, Chris Card.
I am the wind beneath your wings.
Actually, let's thank Chris Card's non-functioning pancreas to give us so many
You've given us so many memories.
Hey, it's at 50%.
sugar-fueled rage moments.
You don't tell me what I like.
Whole new conversation right there.
Yeah, I have had him threaten to gouge my eyes out.
Gonna murder you in your sleep.
Right.
No, there was no sleep because we were discussing Flavor of Love, and I was like, "Well, you like this one girl." No, I don't. Well, you told me you did. Don't tell me what I like. Like,
I don't remember what I remember in my head going, why? Why am I so angry about this?
And it was. I said, I don't know why you're getting mad. I'm calm.
That
Calmer,
is the worst thing to say.
And he goes, "What does that have to do with anything?" I'm like, "I'm calm. I don't care."
calmer you.
And I started going, calmer than you. I'm gonna kill you. You can be calm when I gouge your fat eyes out of your skull.
Beautiful.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I do.
Anyway, Eric.
Yeah.
And Rick.
And me, Brent. I think really want to thank our sound producer, Bob Hernandez, for this one.
Thanks,
and
Bob.
Rob,
Yeah, Bob.
Rob Mountney. Find us on
Facebook, Podbean,
iTunes.
iTunes Store.
The internet,
Yes.
just overall.
And, hey,
Bye.
Yeah.
I didn't mean for that to end everything. Sorry.
Ah, that's all right.
Where's your
just
extra?
stalls out the engine.
Oh wait, hold on, Brent's extra. Come on, buddy. What do you got?
Get it?
Yeah, come on now.
we all love you.
Hey!
That's
Wow,
way
that's
better-
better
that's way
than the
better than your
last
normal
one. Yeah.
Don't get ate by Unicron. Bye.
Oh yeah, that's good advice.
You gonna keep going? Let's have another one.
No, we've got more.
I like pie.
I like turtles.